Hello everybody, back here again for a vlog a day, and today is Sunday the 30th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, or wanted to, dogs had to get up and get out, just kind of had to rush that through, so it always kind of sucks when it happens, but it is what it is. So got up, got them out, got all the dogs fed, all that good fun stuff that comes with that. When you have a bunch of dogs, it takes a lot longer than you think to feed them. So everybody's got to be fed separately and stuff. And then the house layout here isn't quite as good as it was the old house, so it kind of makes for a little more work than I kind of like, but it is what it is. So I went ahead and got them all taken care of, got them all fed. From there, I was able to get a couple of things done around the house real quick. Started a new print on my 3D printer. Had to go feed the cats. So I ran over there and did that, got that taken care of. That doesn't take very long at all. It takes more time to drive there and back than it does actually take care of them. So we got that done. It was windy, like crazy windy. It's windy again today too, but it was real windy. Limbs and stuff were blowing around and kind of just going crazy and whatnot. But it was one of those things that happens. Wife had a couple things she had to go do. Went ahead and she got some of that stuff done. I had a few things here and there to get taken care of. And overall, just kind of the morning was going along without issue, so it worked out really nicely. So went ahead, had a couple other things that the dogs were they were playing good, but they weren't on. It was just that crappy weather, so it's that weird rain, type situation and stuff, and the windy, the limbs flying everywhere. And I kept having like dirt and stuff in the yard. Once the rain went away, the wind was so bad that it was like whipping up like crazy at me, like blowing dirt up into the eye really bad, all up in your face and stuff. So I had a bunch of dirt in my nose, and that looked like I've been spray painting black paint, and it was just not the most pleasant day to be outside, but it is what it is. So I also went and got my run in. I ran way earlier than I normally do, an odd time. My guy just said, hey, it's time to go run. I don't know why. Went to run, ended up running into a neighbor of mine that I see his vehicles out. I waved to him a couple times, but he was out there, and he has an old, not that old, fairly new truck with a dump bed on the back that he's got for sale. And I stopped and looked at it, and it's in splendid shape. He takes such good care of all of his equipment. He does like stump grinding and other work, dirt work and that. And I was looking at it real quick to kind of see. I know if it's like one of those $15,000 trucks or $50,000 trucks. So he's asking 35 grand for it, and he was outside. So because I was walking by, he came out and talked to me for a little bit. So we bullshot the shit a little bit. Talked about kind of things. He's redoing like an old Mustang at the time, which he had to get rid of his pull table to do. So we talked about different purchasing houses and trying to have room to work on cars, and how, like I told him, my Suburban, I need to get it in and get to work on it, but I don't want to let my vet sit outside for maybe 3 months or a year. Who knows how long it's going to get my Suburban done. So kind of we chatted about that a little bit, talked about different things, and talked about air conditioning in the Suburban. And like he said, all the kits he's ever seen don't have a rear air. It's front air only. So I got to think about, I wonder if I bought like a vintage air kit, if I could buy basically 2 kits and just run 1 compressor and 2 separate kits and split the rear kit, make them think it's under a dash. It won't know where it's at. And then basically set it up that way and just have the rear one on full blast, 100% blowing cold all the time. And then I could move the front one up to control the temperature the way I want it. Then if it's getting into fall time or winter time, which doesn't happen very often, go back and manually just turn the knob down in the back. But I don't know if that works. I got to talk to some air conditioning experts to find out if that would actually work or not. So who knows? We'll see. So, but yeah, as I went for my run, kind of knew which way I was going to get my miles in. I've been knocking out a bunch of miles lately here, trying to make up for the fact that I was running less than the beginning of the year, because the first couple months I didn't run that far. I was just running, and then I decided one day, I'm like, I'm going to run a 5K every day, and I might get leave. So I was like, okay, I got to make that up, because for the year, I got to make that up at the beginning. Then I thought, well, 5K is close enough that I can run a marathon a week and be close to that, which is 3.71 miles basically is what it breaks down to. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I've been running like 5 miles average a day, like trying to catch back up to that. And I knew kind of the route I was going. I wanted to stay close to the house because dogs were all kinds of rambunctious dogs I have now, and it was just what it is. So I went ahead and I'd given back a couple of dogs already today, so I still had a few at the house, and they were just the super hyper. I gave back the lazier, more mellow dogs, which sometimes actually is better, because the ornery dogs will just stay ornery with each other, so it doesn't work out so bad. So when you got the lazy dogs and the underdogs mixed together, that kind of tends to be a problem. So, and as I was running my route that I had mapped out in my head, something in my gut said, no, don't go that way, go over here. So I went down a different direction. I'm like, this don't make sense. I'm like, I don't ever run this way. I don't like this road really. The neighbors on the road and stuff, I'm not really big fans of and that. But my gut was telling me to go down that road anyway. So I did, and then brought myself back up in the other direction, ended up on a different road that I don't go on all that often, in an area I don't go on all often, and looked up, and as I was crossing the road, saw a car like come to a stop. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, why are you stopping? Like, I'm nowhere near you, kind of thing. Looked back, and there was a beagle, an old beagle, standing in the middle of the street. So I was like, oh crap, so there's stuff. I basically got the dog off the road. The guy stopped by the car, and I kind of hinted towards, hey, I don't have a leash or nothing here. If you'd want to put the dog in your car, that'd be handier. But I didn't really come out and say it quite as directly, because I didn't want somebody else to feel obligated to take care of an animal that they didn't want to. So he didn't offer. He went on down the road. So I guided the dog back down the railways, going the direction it came from, and went to a few houses. And every time I stopped at a house trying to knock on the door, the dog would kind of wander off, kind of thing. So I ended up pulling my shirt off and tying my shirt into a leash, and went and knocked on a few houses. And a couple of them might not have been home. One lady came to the window and she just yelled, what do you want? I called mad as hell about it. I'm like, is this your dog? Like, I found this dog in the middle of the street. It's not my dog, get off my yard. I'm like, okay, have a great day, man. I'm like, I'm just thinking maybe you might have seen the neighbor's dog, something, but nope, angry. So I was like, oh well, it is what it is. So I went ahead and tried a couple other houses. Nobody came to the door, so I gave up. So I'll take it home, post up on Facebook, and see if we can't find the owner. But I don't know the dog's, you know, if it has shots, if it's got records, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to put it around my clients' dogs. So I thought, well, lucky, I still own both houses across the street from each other. So I went ahead and basically called my wife and said, hey, text your father and let him know I'm bringing a dog over. I'm going to stick it in the backyard of the house, our old house across the street where my father-in-law lives now. So went and put the dog in the backyard, got it water, went and got a can of food. Didn't eat the food at all, but my wife posted on Facebook that we had found a dog and didn't hear nothing. I'm like, I don't want to leave the dog outside all night, but I also don't want to have it inside. That whole concept of what it is and whatnot. So I'm kind of just dealing with what it is. And ended up, somebody reached out finally. Handful of people shared it. They found the owner. She came over and picked the dog up. By the time I got done with my run, I'd already been back with the dog. Got my shower and stuff, and I was hanging outside playing with my dogs, getting them all fed up and stuff, because it's time to get them fed, when she said she's on her way. So I went over and got her dog, gave it back to her, and the woman just didn't ever say thank you. It was that weird, like, you tell she wanted her dog back, clearly, but just like missed the house, had to back up to it, parked in the middle of the street. Just, there's a lot of things I wasn't really overly impressed with how she, yeah, it is what it is. So I was like, okay, whatever, lady. So here you go. So here's your dog back. Came back inside, got everything put away, and continued on with my day. So I did a good thing, but the part that amazes me is the fact that in my head, I said I was running here. I was going this direction, I was going this way, but my gut told me to go somewhere else. And that's the part that I always usually try and listen to that gut, because it usually guides me somewhere that I don't know where it is. It's that woman's intuition that I think everybody has, but men basically just plow down. I think my head's smarter than my gut, kind of thing. And my head's never smarter than my gut. So I follow my gut whenever I can, and this one led me to an old dog that kept getting hit by cars that way. So worked out well. I was happy to have it back to its owner. That was always a good thing. Ended up having ourselves a nice little dinner. We ended up doing yellow rice and some sausages that I bought, and kind of just basically cooked up almost like a gumbo, but a dry gumbo, I guess. Put in some peppers and some onions in it, and had ourselves a nice little dinner. And the sausage I bought was Sam's Club sausage, and it wasn't that good. It's not great. It's got a lot of like grit, and I'm not really a big fan. It was kind of gristly, so wasn't as happy as I thought I was going to be with this meal. But oh well, we'll eat it again tomorrow. So maybe we'll get better overnight. I doubt it, but we'll see. So, but yeah, after that, watched an episode of Seinfeld, playing back out, play the puppies, get back the last 2 doodles. So now I'm down to just 2 dogs, and it feels weird to only have 2 dogs plus my Dane in the house when I had like 7 plus my Dane in the house. So it feels almost empty, even though there's still 2 puppies here that are so rambunctious, and oh my god, they play so hard. But man, they play so good with each other. They are absolutely such great friends. So they're having a good time and just roughhousing each other and having the time of life. So I went ahead, I started a long print that'll print overnight. Hopefully in the morning it'll be done, or close to being done when I get up tomorrow. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.